Boston is the greatest sports city in America, and we have the athletes, fans, and championships to prove it. And now, the Sports Museum has rallied all of our teams and athletes, the entire Boston sports community, to help stop bullying.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Rishu.
And I'm Brianna.
We have joined the Boston vs. Bullies team to help stop bullying.
As an ordinary kid, you can make a huge difference.
Your actions can help prevent and stop bullying.
And this Boston vs. Bullies program will tell you how.
Providing you with specific things you can do when caught up in these situations.
Now, let's meet the rest of our Boston vs. Bullies team.
Hey, what up? I'm Matthew Judon of the New England Patriots.
Judon to the quarterback from his right. Matt Judon has a career high with another sack.
Hi, I'm Jillian Dempsey of the Boston Pride.
Here comes Boston again. Great move to get out in front of the backhander, and they score! A beautiful goal by the captain. Jillian Dempsey has opened the scoring in the Cup final. It's 1-0 Pride.
Hi, I'm Trevor Story of the Boston Red Sox.
1-2 pitch. Go. There's a shot. High toward the wall, and that ball is gone. It's a grand slam. Trevor Story. Goodness. Wow.
Hi, I'm Shantae Bonds of the Boston Renegades.
The snap is up. Shantae Bonds keeps it herself, gets a good block, finds a hole up the middle. She's running down. She's only got 10 yards to go. 5 and in for a Boston Renegades touchdown.
Hi, I'm Charlie Coyle of the Boston Bruins.
Chips it back to Coyle. Charlie Coyle is the first two-goal comeback victory.
Hi, I'm Brandon Bai of the New England Revolution.
Brandon Bai, that's a goal, and New England has the lead. And that's a Carlos Hill assist, and Brandon Bai knew what to do with it.
Hi, I'm Heather McLean, Olympic track and field athlete for Team New Balance Boston.
Look at the race for the team. Courier St. Pierre, Norris, and Heather McLean. And look at that finish, and McLean gets it at the line.
And I'm Grant Williams of the Boston Celtics.
2 minutes to play in the quarter. Grant Williams for 3!
In this program, our Boston vs. Bullies All-Stars will share their stories and tell you how you can stand strong against bullying.
Because we want you on our team.
Come join us.
Boston versus Bullies. Let's win this one together.
Bullying is not a game. It's a serious problem. But what exactly is bullying? Bullying is different from conflicts, fights, or disagreements. Bullying is emotional or physical abuse that has 3 defining characteristics. Number 1.
It's on purpose.
Number 2.
It happens over and over again.
And number 3.
It's about the abuse of power.
Once again, what are the 3 defining characteristics of bullying?
It's on purpose.
It happens over and over again.
It's about the abuse of power.
When bullying does happen, it can take many different forms. There is physical bullying, like pushing, punching, and beating someone up.
No one wants to be bullied physically at all. It hurts. It hurts physically, of course, but it hurts emotionally too.
There's verbal bullying, like teasing, name-calling, and threatening.
People always say sticks and stones don't break your bones, but those words are remembered for a lifetime.
In addition to physical and verbal bullying, there is also relational bullying. Relational bullying can involve ignoring, excluding, or getting the rest of the group to turn against someone.
If you're getting excluded or not invited to certain things outside of school, or not invited to sit at a certain table or be around a group that you'd like to be around, like, that's really painful and it hurts.
And finally, there's cyberbullying. Cyberbullying involves sending or posting hurtful, embarrassing, or threatening text or images using the internet, smartphones, and other digital communication devices. No matter what form it takes, physical, verbal, relational, or cyber, bullying needs to stop. Right here, right now.
Let's take a look at the kids who are doing the bullying. And let's start with one simple word. If you are bullying someone, stop.
Yeah, first of all, if you're bullying, stop. That's the most important thing.
Once again, if you are bullying,
stop right now.
Why do kids bully? Some kids bully because they were bullied themselves and want to show that they have the power.
I think that a lot of times people who bully have been bullied themselves, and they're kind of doing it out of, being in that situation. They feel like they have to do it to kind of be of higher power.
But bullying actually shows weakness and a lack of self-confidence.
Kids who bully oftentimes are doing it trying to show that they have some sense of power, when actually they're doing the opposite. It doesn't show that they have power at all. It's showing that there's a weakness there. There's something that they're going through.
Some kids bully because they think that'll make them look cool and make them more popular. But that's wrong. Bullying doesn't make you cool, and it won't make you popular.
You always being a bully to be something else. If you want to be the cool person or you want to be popular, you think it makes you look cool. To everybody, it doesn't.
Another reason kids bully is they might be having problems at home or in school, and they think that by taking it out on others, it will make them feel better. But bullying doesn't solve your problems. It makes them worse.
And some people bully because they feel like it's going to fix their problems. They might be going through something themselves, and so this is their way of reacting to whatever it is that they might be going through, hoping that it's going to help them out, but it only makes matters worse. It's not the right thing to do.
If you are bullying, think about why you're doing this, and then find other ways to deal with your problems.
If you're being a bully, find out why. Find out what's in you that makes you think less of other people. Then address that issue.
If you are bullying, think about the kids you are bullying. How do you think you make them feel?
So same thing you may be insecure about. Say you're insecure about your nose, your ears, or your hair, and you're making fun of someone else for their weight or for their interest. How would you feel if someone were to say something about something you're insecure about?
The way that I look at it is, you want to treat people the way that you want to be treated, and always, my grandfather told me that, and that sticks with me here today.
Think about the enormous amount of hurt that you are causing.
So do your best to consider how it may make someone else feel.
How would you feel if you were the one not picked for the team, or if you were the one who was like on the outside of the friend group at all times? It doesn't feel good, and you shouldn't put somebody else in a position to feel that way.
And realize that you are hurting yourself too.
Bullies don't end up having friends because they don't treat people the right way. And if you're not treating people the right way, people don't want to be around you, they don't want to be friends with you, and they can see how mean you are to others. And that's not the best way to get friends.
It's going to hurt you in the long run for being that way, and it just shouldn't happen.
If you're bullying someone, you can make it right. It's not too late. Here's what you can do. 1. Stop your bullying.
If you are bullying, stop. Not next week, not next month, right now.
2. Apologize to the kids you have bullied. Saying sorry will go a long way.
If you're being the bully, we make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes might get out of hand, and if you want to make things better, you can. And it can start with an apology to the person who you were targeting or mistreating, and that goes a long way.
You can say sorry. I know that's one of the hardest things to do. It's still hard for me today, but apologize.
And 3, talk with an adult and ask for help on how to deal with your problems.
If you are a bully and you have certain things that are happening in your life that you need to kind of talk about, you can go to someone and talk about that.
Even if it was a mistake, you can still own it and grow from it and get better. And it might be difficult to do that alone, but know that you have resources, you have your teachers, you have parents, you have coaches who want to be able to help walk you through that.
Leave the bullying behind and learn how to respect other kids.
And learn how to appreciate differences too.
We might not know you, we might not know where you grew up, we might not have the same background, we might not be the same color, have the same hairstyle, have the same makeup, but I don't have to bully you on those merits, and I don't have to bully you because you're different than me.
Think about it this way. Bullying is all about power. If you are one of the kids doing the bullying, you're abusing your power. Instead, use your power to help, not hurt.
If you have that power, understanding that you can use that power for good things, leading and building people's confidence instead of tearing people down.
The thing is about bullying and abuse of power is you feel like you're in the position to make someone else feel worse about themselves so you can feel better about yourself. However, you need to do the opposite. You need to make sure that you pick someone up.
You'll be surprised at how good it will make you feel.
It's very contagious to be positive and bring that good energy and be nice to people. I know if someone says hi to me, whether I'm in a bad mood or not, and kind of talks to me, and all of a sudden I'm better from it and I feel more positive, and then I say hello to the next person, it's kind of a chain of positivity that goes a long way.
And you'll be even more surprised at how others will start seeing you.
So the way I look at it is, I want to be the guy that people look at and they smile and are happy to come in the room, and I just really enjoy seeing me and my, being around my presence. And it's not going to be that way by being a bully or, trying to get laughs or whatever it may be. And
everybody reaches or strives for being a person that brightens up a room. But when you're a bully, it's no way you can brighten up somebody's day. So just understand what type of energy you give into somebody. A hi and a smile, or a hug and a smile. It's some of the greatest things we can do for other people.
So, one last time, if you are being a bully,
stop right now
and find better ways to use your power. You'll be glad you did.
Now, let's talk about the kids who are getting bullied. If you are getting bullied, there are some important things you should know. To begin with, it happens to more kids than you think.
It happens in all 50 states, across the country, across the world. All right, so you're not alone.
And I think everyone kind of experienced it in one form or another. I have, I'm sure you guys have, and I'm sure everyone has.
It even happened to many professional athletes when they were kids.
I can think back to when I was younger that I struggled with weight and I struggled with my interests. I was into musicals, I was into music, I was into class, and so typically that means that you're either picked on or bullied for.
I pretty much only had one pair of shoes at all time, and sometimes they weren't always in the best condition, so I got bullied a lot, for the shoes that I wore, the clothes that I wore, because they weren't the most up to date with the other kids, and definitely made me feel out of place, like I didn't belong, and it was really hurtful.
I was bullied in 4th and 5th grade, 7th and 8th grade. I was an athlete my entire life, and so I'd like to think I was pretty good. And I think that there were people who might have been intimidated by that. They felt like I wasn't like the rest of the girls on the playground, and so I got called different names. And it was hard to hear.
So you are not alone.
Yeah, I think if you're getting bullied, I think it's important to realize that from my experience, a lot of people go through it, and you're not there alone. You're not going through this alone.
I feel like in the time when it's happening to you, you feel like the loneliest person, but we've all been there.
But that doesn't make it right. It's not okay. No one deserves to be bullied.
Nobody deserves to be bullied or picked on for who they are, what they do.
Like if you're getting bullied, it shouldn't be happening, and you're doing nothing to deserve that, and nobody deserves that.
If you are getting bullied, it's not your fault. It's important that you realize that you haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, sometimes when you're being bullied, it's easy to start to think about yourself in a bad way, in a negative way. It's easy to think that something's wrong with you, and there isn't anything wrong with you. Oftentimes, there's something going on with the bully. There's something going on with them, and there's nothing wrong with you.
Don't think that you're the problem, I think is something to realize there.
Still, if you are getting bullied, there is no question that bullying can hurt a lot.
I think the main thing is it hurts. It really hurts. It does.
The effects of bullying can be damaging and sometimes severe. If you ever experience any of this, please tell a parent, teacher, or trusted adult immediately. They will help you. You shouldn't keep it bottled up. That'll only make things worse.
So tell a parent, tell a counselor, tell a therapist, tell your best friend. Don't keep it bottled up. I think that's kind of one of the worst things you can do is not have an outlet, because then it's just internal. And you always want your insides and organs to feel okay.
If you are getting bullied, you shouldn't fight back with fists or words. That may provoke the bully and lead to more violence.
You know, in the moment, if you're getting bullied, you might think that it's right to fight back. And in those moments, you know, it's not. It's something that you shouldn't do, and that might provoke the bully even more.
While fighting back is not the answer, there are many other ways to stop the bullying. If you feel comfortable, you can respond assertively, calmly, and confidently, and the person doing the bullying will often back down.
To all the kids who are being bullied, and if you feel comfortable to stand up to your bullies, I suggest you do so.
You can stand up to the bully too, and I know that's sometimes difficult because it can be very intimidating and you might be nervous, but standing up to the bully will often have them back off as well.
Show the bully that you're not going to let this bother you.
Let the bully know that it's not going to bother you, that you're just going to brush it off and move on.
Or walk away from the bullying.
You don't have to stay there and take it. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're being bullied, walk away from the situation. Oftentimes that diffuses the situation right then and there.
Another thing you could do, tell someone.
You can go to a trusted adult, a teacher, a coach, a counselor at school. You can ask a friend for some help. You can go to your parents.
And it does help. Trust me on that. It does help to express what you're feeling and to tell someone.
Friends can really help here.
So that's what worked for me. I spoke to my friends about it and they rallied around me, and it helped a lot.
And it can really help to tell a parent, teacher, or trusted adult. You might think of it as snitching, but it's not snitching. It's standing up for yourself. Understanding
that you can talk to an adult. You know, it's not snitching or tattletaling or whatever it is. It's understanding that, you know, something's happening to you and it's wrong and it should be fixed.
Keep this in mind. Just because you are getting bullied doesn't mean you should change who you are.
This is something that I always say to kids who are questioning what they are trying to become and who they are, to always be themselves, not only because it's what I did. I stayed with musical interests. I stayed with the academic interests. I stayed with the sports interests. Don't change who you are.
Make sure that you are with kids who appreciate you and who you are.
I was able to kind of move past those other people who said the mean things to me and just kind of separate myself from them and surrounded myself around people who made me feel good about myself.
And if you were getting bullied, recognize that things change and it won't be like this forever.
I think when you're being bullied, you feel lonely, you feel embarrassed, and you feel like it'll never end, but it will always end.
You know, it won't last forever, and I think that's important to know that.
So things will get better, but you don't have to wait, and you shouldn't. And if you are getting bullied, make sure you do something now to stop the bullying and make things better.
If the bullying is happening, stand up and do something about it. Whether that's, you know, standing up and saying something in the moment, brushing it off and going to tell an adult, you know, whatever it may be, don't bottle it up and really do something about it.
So if you're being bullied, make sure that you do something to stop it. Whether it's talking to a friend, talking to a trusted adult, you have to do something. Walk away from the situation, but you have to do something.
Coming up with your own game plan ahead of time can really help.
Thinking about, you know, in the future, you know, if the bullying is happening, the next time it happens, understand, you know, these are my 3 steps. This is what I need to do. I need to stand up to the bully. I need to, you know, go tell a parent or trusted adult or a teacher or whoever it may be. But having a game plan, having something to go to in the moment will set you up for success.
So, you have options. Specific things that you can do to help make the bullying stop. And the bullying needs to stop. because no one deserves to get bullied, including and especially you.
Now, let's talk about the bystanders. When kids get bullied, other kids are almost always watching. If you find yourself as the bystander, well, it can be uncomfortable.
Sure, I think as a kid, there's unfortunately bullying going on in a lot of different areas, and it's tough to be around. I think it makes, I know for me, it made me very uncomfortable.
We just kind of didn't like it. It don't set well.
As a bystander, you definitely shouldn't join in the bullying. If you do that, you are just being a bully yourself.
Even though you might not be the one that started the bullying, you definitely shouldn't join in on it.
Another possible response is to laugh, out of nervousness or for whatever the reason. But by laughing, you're actually making things worse. Why? Because you are providing the audience that convinces the bully to keep on bullying.
Yeah, sometimes you feel really uncomfortable, and sometimes you might laugh out of nervousness. You don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, and so you might laugh. But that's not a good thing to do either.
But, when you're being picked on and you see like other people laughing, that gets ingrained in your head. And that's like, it just makes it seem like everybody is against me instead of just one person.
When you are a bystander to bullying, your instinct might be to stand there and do nothing because you think that's none of your business. You fear getting picked on yourself, or you simply don't know what to do. But doing nothing doesn't help either. In fact, it encourages the kid doing the bullying, and it makes you seem like you are on the bully's side.
Doing nothing is almost as bad as being the bully, because if you're watching it happen and you're not helping in any way, then you're on the bully's side. So do something, say something.
So joining in, laughing, doing nothing, all of it hurts the situation and hurts the person getting bullied. As a bystander, how can you help rather than hurt? How can you be a good teammate? First, if you feel safe, you can directly intervene and take a stand against bullying.
One way to directly intervene is by telling the bully to stop.
If you feel comfortable, if you see bullying, it's so important that you stop it in its tracks by just saying, that's not cool, that's not funny, stop doing that.
Something simple and stepping in and saying, hey, that's mean, and don't do that to somebody. Or step in and say something in support of the person who's receiving those insults. And often the bully will back off when there's some resistance or some standing up to them.
You can discourage the bully by expressing your disapproval. Make clear that you don't like what's going on.
It takes a lot of courage to kind of step in there, but I think it's necessary.
Sometimes all it takes is one person to be like, hey, this is really hurtful to somebody, and for them to realize that it is in fact hurtful.
Pulling him to the side, pulling her to the side, and saying, hey, that was not okay. That's something that really was mean or aggressive or something that could hurt someone. Then they'll maybe understand and say, wow, I did say that, and I should apologize.
Another way you can directly intervene is by defending the kid getting bullied.
I think it's important that you do say something. Even I've always heard the term of the saying, like, sometimes it's important to speak up even when your voice is shaking. It's still important. It takes a lot of courage to do.
I do remember kind of stepping in, and it doesn't have to be super dramatic or anything like that, but I think sticking up for someone goes a long way.
You can also directly intervene by creating a distraction, changing the subject, or finding other ways to keep the peace.
Create some type of distraction. Change the subject. Maybe call that person over to join you in whatever it is that you're doing.
And we didn't have to have an altercation. We can just pull the person that's being bullied away from the situation and have them walk with us or sit with us.
When you do directly intervene as a bystander in any of the ways that we've talked about, you're showing who has the real power, you. And it can really help.
From my experience, it definitely resolved the situation, and just kind of ended it right there.
I think I stepped in a few times, you know, seeing things in school or you know, whether it's, you know, it was on the soccer field or the baseball field or you know, in school or recess, stuff like that. You step in and understand that, you know, that kid is going through something that you know is a tough decision and a tough thing that's happening, but you know, you can step in and be that friend, be that helping hand.
And when you do directly intervene as a bystander, it can mean so much to the kid who is getting bullied.
I think it just kind of gives them a sense of, hey, I'm not alone in this. I have a friend right now.
And when somebody feels like they're isolated and alone or vulnerable, they kind of feel that nobody cares about them. And just going to be an ally to somebody or going to be a friend to somebody else, it just makes them think, or allows them to know that we care about you.
It will mean a lot to you too, as well.
If you are feeling safe enough where you can intervene and stop bullying, it's not only going to help the person who's being bullied, but you're going to feel so good about yourself knowing that you just helped someone else out.
I do remember walking away myself feeling like that I did the right thing and feeling good about that.
If you don't feel comfortable directly intervening, there are other ways you can help. You can always go to a trusted adult.
Yeah, one thing is that if you don't feel like you can step in the moment, you can go to a trusted adult, whether that's a parent, a teacher, a coach, all those people that are adult figures in your life. You can talk to them and explain to them what's going on, and hopefully they can step in and help.
I'm not just a hockey player for the Boston Pride, I'm also a 5th grade teacher. And I want to be there for my students, and I let them know that if they're experiencing something like that, or if they're witnessing something like that, to come to me privately and to let me know, because I'm there to help.
Showing friendship and support to the kid getting bullied, it means a lot and can really help.
So always being that bystander that pulls the kid who is being bullied aside and saying, hey, like, I'm here for you. Like, don't let them affect you. Come sit with me if you want, eat lunch with me, join me. So as a bystander, you can really help someone's day and help someone's week by just saying, I'm here for you.
Again, it will mean a lot to the kid who's getting bullied.
So when I had this little private note from this classmate saying, hey, I'm really sorry that this happened to you in class today, it definitely made me feel that I wasn't alone and that somebody else was there in my position too.
Oh, it made me feel great. It made me feel supported. It made me feel like I wasn't alone.
As a bystander to bullying, you can also walk away. By walking away, you are taking away the audience the bully wants and needs. And if you can follow that up by getting help or supporting the kid getting bullied, that's even better. But just walking away helps too.
Yeah, I think in a situation where someone's being bullied, I think it'd be great to just walk away and not partake in laughing or even just be an audience for a bully there, and I think that can diffuse the situation.
The important thing as a bystander to bullying is for you to do something to help.
Whatever you do, whether you do something, but you have to do something. Don't just stand there and watch and be part of the problem. Be a solution. Be a helping hand in those situations.
So let's review your options. How can you directly intervene? Tell the person doing the bullying to stop. Show your disapproval. Defend the kid getting bullied. Distract the bully.
If you are not comfortable directly intervening, you can get help from a trusted adult, or show friendship and support for the kid getting bullied, or simply walk away. Again, make sure you do something. And remember, as a bystander, it's you and not the bully who has the real power.
In reality, I think bullies, in the moment might think they're cool or getting popularity from it, but in reality, in 5th and 6th grade or later in life as well, you realize that those aren't the cool kids. The cool kids are the kids that stand up to the bullies and say something when it happens.
When you're a bystander, it's important that you understand you're the one with all the power, not the bullier.
You have the responsibility to use that power to help. And you have options, specific ways you can use that power depending on the circumstances. So it's important to think about what you will do as a bystander right now in advance before you find yourself caught up in a bullying situation. Come up with your own game plan. As a bystander, how can you be a good teammate and use your power to help stop the bullying? Think ahead.
Bullying comes in different forms: physical bullying, verbal bullying, relational bullying. There's one form of bullying that has become extremely common and can be especially dangerous: cyberbullying. Cyberbullying involves sending or posting hurtful, embarrassing, or threatening text or images using the internet, gaming platforms, smartphones, and other digital communication devices.
Kids use cyberbullying to hurt others and damage their reputations. And in many ways, it's the worst type of bullying. Because kids who cyberbully in any of those ways can reach a lot of people fast.
You know, we see it all the time. People posting videos online or anything. But what was seen by maybe 10 eyes can now be seen by hundreds of thousands of eyes in a matter of minutes.
And they can not only reach a lot of people fast, but they can reach them with hurtful things. Since kids who are cyberbullying are not operating face-to-face, they are more likely to say and do things that they would never say or do in person.
You go on there and people can kind of say whatever they want without consequences because you're sitting behind your computer screen, your phone screen, with no consequences, and you're not saying it face-to-face to someone. So it's very easy to just kind of, I guess, say what you want to say with nothing coming back at you.
When online, we all need to be careful to avoid unintentional cyberbullying.
Think ahead before you post something that might end up hurting someone, even one of your friends. Remember, not everyone has the same sense of humor.
Sometimes when you're posting online, you're not even intending to hurt somebody, but it might be a video that you find funny, but the person who's doing something in the video doesn't find it funny and finds it to be embarrassing, and you think it's a joke to post it and that they're okay with it, but they may not be, and it could be hurtful for them.
Realize that when you exclude someone from group texts among friends, that constitutes cyberbullying too, and that can really hurt.
Let's say you're a part of a group text and then you decide to delete someone from that group text. It seems innocent, but that's a form of cyberbullying as well. They were once a part of your group and now you decided to exclude them. Recognize that that hurts someone's feelings.
When gaming, play for fun and play to win, but avoid taunting and don't play to make others miserable.
If you are gaming, understand that you need to be conscious of how you're interacting with whoever it is on the other side. Whether it's somebody you know, whether one of your friends or somebody that you don't know. Understanding that words do hurt and you can't take those things too far.
If you are cyberbullying someone in any of these ways, realize that you are causing enormous damage.
So when you're playing the game, when you're on social media, cyberbullying is a real powerful thing. It can change someone's day, night. It can make them not want to play the game, make them lose friends.
Damage not just to others, but also to yourself. Because once you put something out there, it will be hard to take back, and it could come back to haunt you.
And first off, once you put it out there, it's never going away. So when you decide to start bullying someone on there, when you start to use certain language or words or say something to anyone, it's out there and you can't take it back, and that could be with you for the rest of your life.
So if you are cyberbullying, the first step is to stop.
My advice would be, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. And
my rule of thumb is if I can't say what I'm about to say in front of that person face to face, I'm not going to say it. And if it's a negative thing, I'm not going to say it.
Try to make it right by reaching out to the kid you have cyberbullied, either online, in a new post, or in person. When you do so, don't make excuses. It was just a joke. It wouldn't bother me.
If you have cyberbullied and you want to make it right, just delete the post and hold yourself accountable. Don't make an excuse of, oh, it was just a joke, or I was just playing, or it was all about the likes. Just hold yourself accountable. Recognize that you did hurt someone's feelings, it was bullying, and delete the post.
If you have cyberbullied and you want to make it right, reaching out to that person, whether it's in person or online, whatever it may be, reaching out and saying sorry, those sorries go a long way. And people really do appreciate those.
Now let's talk about the kids who are getting cyberbullied. You can learn how to protect yourself and stand up to cyberbullying. Don't share sensitive or personal information online. It could lead to cyberbullying.
Yeah, understand that, whatever information you do put out into the world, bullies can use that to to hurt you, and understand that you have to be conscious of what you put out there, and understand that bullies do take personal things and use those things to hurt you.
If you are getting cyberbullied, don't engage with the kid doing the cyberbullying. That will only escalate the situation.
Number one, when you're getting cyberbullying, you see cyberbullying, is don't respond to it. Don't feed into that energy.
It adds fuel to the fire when you're commenting back or engaging with bullies. That's what they want. They want you to comment back so that they can fight you some more.
But there are ways to stop the cyberbullying. You can use technology to block the kid who's cyberbullying you.
If you are being cyberbullied, the first step that you can do is to block the person who's doing the bullying. You can remove them as a friend, you can stop following their account.
You can also report the cyberbullying to a trusted adult or the online platform, and they will help end the cyberbullying.
You can talk to your team, you can talk to your family, you can talk to a teacher and let them know this is going down.
And then you can report it to the site, to a trusted adult, your parents, and make them aware that that's something that you're experiencing.
Even consider taking a break from technology, whether that be social media or group texting or gaming.
Taking a break from social media could be a helpful thing if you're getting cyberbullied. Just stepping away and understanding that it's not going anywhere, and you can step away for a little bit of time.
So if you are getting cyberbullied, you have specific things that you can do to help make it stop. Whatever you do, make sure you do something.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you are getting bullied, cyberbullied, take steps to stop this. Whether it's reporting it to the gaming platform, whether it's telling a parent, understanding that you shouldn't be getting bullied, cyberbullied or bullied in real life, and you should stop those things and have steps to stop them.
Finally, if you are a bystander witnessing cyberbullying, you should be a good teammate and help the situation. Don't support the kid doing the cyberbullying by sharing the post, forwarding it, or liking it.
You don't know how much ganging up on somebody is until you take a video and you post a video and that video get 100 views or 200 views, 300 views, and more.
You also shouldn't fight back in the comments. That can bump up the original post on other feeds and unintentionally spread the cyberbullying.
The best way to help cyberbullying is to disengage, not to engage. Because if you engage, you typically add more fuel to a fire.
So if you're witnessing cyberbullying happening, don't try to engage and escalate the situation. Those things can get out of hand quickly, and there are better options to help it stop.
A better option, if you want to stand up to the kid who's cyberbullying, is to do so in a new and separate post.
It's really hard to see your friend getting bullied by some random person online. And so I've tried to make it a point to message that person individually and be like, hey, we hear you, we see you. I really appreciate you sharing that. And these hateful comments are not warranted.
You can also report the cyberbullying that you are witnessing. Or you can reach out to a parent to help make it stop. And also reach out to the kid getting cyberbullied to show your support.
You can reach out to the victim of the cyberbullying and let them know that it's okay and that you're supporting them.
That support, just kind of in a one-on-one setting, whether it's on social media or whatever it may be, and just a separate message can go a long way, I think.
So, as a bystander, you have options. Whatever option that you end up choosing, make sure that you take a stand against cyberbullying. Because cyberbullying, like all other forms of bullying, isn't acceptable and needs to stop.
Bullying is a serious matter with serious consequences.
And it needs to stop.
Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now.
It's a hard thing, and it's an unfortunate thing that happens. But we're all people. We're all in this together, and we have to learn to pick up one another, be nice to one another.
Bullying needs to stop right now, and we can do this together. It's our fight to win. And so I think it's important that all of us come together, we work together to stop bullying.
Come join us as we stand strong against bullying. We want you on our team.
Boston versus Bullies.
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 Let's win this one together.